Hi, I'm June Carter, 15 years old. At 15, people called me a genius. Mom's a businesswoman while Dad was a hard-working professor, even though he passed away 5 years ago and I got all their brains. We lived in a regular apartment in the heart of New York, aka the city that never sleeps. Every weekend came with the soundtrack of construction. Even when I was trying to read the encyclopedia, it felt like someone was drilling straight into my head. One afternoon, I came home and saw Mom buried under a mountain of stuff. So, are we starting a new gig in shipping or something?
We're moving.
Moving? Where? Why?
Somewhere in the suburbs. Quiet, fresh air. You'll like it.
I tried to figure it out with my genius-level brain, but it came up empty.
You'll know soon, sweetie. Just trust me, okay?
I mean, I already packed, didn't I? I totally passed out in the car until it screeched to a stop in front of this giant, ancient, filthy rich mansion. Mom, did we get lost or something? She didn't answer, just waved for me to follow her down the stone path. The door opened. A butler bowed in front of us.
Welcome home, Miss Carter. The madam is in her room.
Wait, what? 2 minutes later, I was standing next to Mom in a fancy room. On the big bed lay a woman I'd never seen in my life. She looked like royalty.
June, this is your grandmother, Margaret.
I have a grandma? Yup, I did. She was the CEO of some big deal investment firm.
She's fixing her will, but that's not why we're here. June, we're just visiting.
Sure, totally believable. But my biggest question was, why the heck didn't Mom ever tell me about her grandma Margaret? Before I could even speak, a man stormed into the room without knocking. Right behind him were a girl and a guy around my age. Turns out he was my uncle, and those two were totally my cousins.
This is Clarissa, 17, and Joseph, 16. What perfect timing, huh, June?
Clarissa looked like she walked out of a Ralph Lauren ad, chill and full of herself. She shook my hand like she was a queen and I was the local peasant. Joseph didn't even try to act nice. From the way they looked at me, I could tell they saw me as competition for the inheritance. That night, I just stared at the ceiling, hearing my uncle's voice on loop.
What perfect timing, huh, June?
That was not a welcome obvi, so I made a choice. Let them think I was harmless. Let them underestimate me. I'd play dumb and stay chill. The next morning at breakfast, then, I happened to ask Clarissa was passing by, do we have any oat milk? I read somewhere cows are like totally extinct. Clarissa almost choked and Joseph snorted. Good, let them think I'm clueless. Right then, I heard Grandma yelling. A maid came rushing out with her wheelchair. She was crying.
She's being cranky again.
She hates looking weak in that chair.
So she hadn't left her room in months. Boring. Guess it was time I said hi to Grandma. I made a bold move and asked her out for a stroll. Good afternoon, madam. Your royal chariot a wet. Luckily, she didn't scream at me, but she didn't look thrilled either.
Do I look like I'm dying to you?
No, but I think the Roses could really use a firm supervisor. They've been kind of rebellious lately. My dumb comment actually made her laugh, and somehow I became the first person to get Grandma Margaret out of her room in forever. That walk changed everything. We got to know each other. Turns out Grandma wasn't cold. She was indeed soft-hearted. I had a feeling Clarissa and Joseph wouldn't win by just showing off.
Oh, my lady's out for a garden stroll today.
That's when I met Fred, son of the gardener, but honestly, he was closer to Grandma than anyone else in the house. You should have seen them. Meanwhile, I kept dodging my oh-so-charming cousins like a pro. Clarissa was still proudly parading her medals and certificates to Grandma, and of course, she got praised every single time.
Have you ever heard of the company's renovation budget, June?
She was testing me. Hold on, I'm hurting these ants right now. What did you say?
Never mind.
Eventually, Clarissa just stopped acknowledging me, but Joseph, not yet. One morning while I was making tea for Grandma, Joseph strolled up all friendly and handed me a little jar, said it was the best kind of sugar for the elderly. Naturally, I used it. Grandma took a sip, then froze completely.
June made that tea just for you, Grandma. Oh my gosh. This girl just put salt in the tea.
I saw this TikTok that said seniors sometimes need more sodium for blood circulation.
That's creative and thoughtful.
Joseph looked like he just bit into a lemon. Guess he didn't expect me to dodge his little trap like that. June 1st, Joseph, salty. Somehow, those wheelchair walks with Grandma became a daily thing. Her stories were like old novels worn dramatic, but totally fascinating. And little by little, she opened up.
I was engaged once, but I chose the Carter name instead. I was young, foolish, hungry for power. Your mother didn't want that life. She chose love, and she left. I let her.
And she's never regretted that choice. And just like that, I had my answer. Why? I'd never heard of Grandma Margaret until now. I wasn't mad at Mom. I admired her more than ever. Then one day, I got tasked with finding her beloved cat, Duchess. While wandering in the garden, I heard a thump in the dry grass, followed by Duchess' familiar meow. If you jump off the roof and land on this patch of grass, you could survive as long as you hit it at the right angle and the air drag doesn't mess you up too bad. But seriously, don't pull that kind of stunt again. Got it?
Most people don't really factor in air resistance, you know?
Fred had showed up out of nowhere, holding a plate of lemon tart, probably meant for Grandma. Oh.
If you were really clueless, you could never say things like that.
He handed me a slice and walked away. That look he gave me was like he saw straight through the act, and that's when I noticed Clarissa and Joseph were there too.
I knew it. She's been playing us this whole time, pretending to be all sweet and innocent. Just a fool, Grandma.
Not even a second later, the two of them stormed straight into Grandma's room and slammed the door shut. My stomach dropped. If they started digging, they'd definitely find the articles about me, the brainiac who won all those competitions. The harmless little June image would be gone. A little later, the door opened again. Clarissa walked out, calm as ever. Meanwhile, Joseph shot me that smug little smirk of his.
Grandma's not in the mood for her walk today. You should go back to your room. Oh, and she wants to talk to you tomorrow morning. And tomorrow night, she's announcing the will. Let your mom know.
That night, I couldn't sleep, just like my first night here. But this time, it wasn't about strategy. I was scared. I cared about Grandma, the woman who used to glare at anyone who brought her a wheelchair, who now trusted me to push it. She told me stories no one else had heard. She let me in, and I lied. The next morning, I stepped into her room like I was walking into court, but when she looked at me, her smile was so soft, like Clarissa and Joseph hadn't said a single word to her.
June, if I didn't choose you, would you still stay?
I didn't come here to be chosen. I'm staying because I love you.
That's all, dear. You can go now. See you at dinner.
I sat outside on the swing, totally spaced out, thinking about what just happened. Was she mad? Did she forgive me?
You okay?
She knows everything. I shouldn't have faked it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. But even smart people do dumb stuff sometimes.
Fred always knew how to say the right thing. No wonder Grandma adored him. That night was the first time Grandma joined us for dinner. And the tension? You could cut it with a spoon.
I've made my decision.
I swear I could hear the clock ticking.
The one who will inherit the estate and lead the company is June.
My breath caught. My heart was doing somersaults. Why me? Why someone who didn't even play the game? My uncle stood up so fast. Then he walked straight out of the room. Didn't say a single word. Clarissa didn't flinch. Didn't get mad either. She just froze.
But she's a straight-up liar. How could you trust her?
I've known for a while, a truly foolish child could never pretend the way June did. What I saw wasn't deception. It was restraint, kindness, wisdom, and I believe you can do this.
Joseph shoved his chair back, then stormed out. Clarissa looked at me, then said, smiled.
I'll help you. If you want to learn more about the company, just ask.
Thank you, seriously. After dinner, I spotted Mom standing in the hallway. She looked nervous, like really nervous.
She asked to talk. After all this time, she asked me to sit with her.
Mom stayed in Grandma's room for a long time that night. I had no idea what they talked about, but afterwards, she hugged me tight and whispered,
"Thank you."
And I knew something broken had finally started to heal. I stepped outside and saw Fred waiting for me. He looked like the main lead from a K-drama.
Hey mutant, not gonna lie, you're kinda terrifying when you look all wise and enlightened.
You stalking me now?
Just doing Grandma's bidding, taking you to your new school.
Hi, I'm Prisma from California. Please like and subscribe. My sister Juliet and I were born to freakishly rich parents who adored and spoiled us at our lakeside mansion. Even though Juliet and I were twins, people always seemed to compliment me more for my pretty blonde curls and blue eyes.
Look at this beautiful child. She's God's gift to humans.
Of course, both of our daughters are adorable.
Oh, that one's yours too. I never would have guessed.
See what I mean? This didn't change even after we grew up. Over time, Juliet started noticing it too and became extremely competitive, especially when it came to dancing.
Look at Prisma's move. She's so adorable.
She'll make us proud one day.
What? She's dancing like a frog who's holding in a fart. How can you guys be so blind?
I admit Juliet was better than me, but I wasn't so bad. And everyone, including my parents, seemed to agree. But every time they praised me, Julia's butt would light on fire. Not that I cared. I loved the attention. Over the next few years, Juliet and I grew further apart, and by the time we were 16, we were pretty much strangers living under the same roof. She got into dancing, and I fell in love with writing. Things were fine, till one day, Dad lost all his money in stocks, and we had to sell our estate and move to a tiny apartment. Worst of all, I had to share a room with Juliet. Seriously, Mom, I need my privacy. You know that.
It's just for one night. We'll buy you a mattress in the morning, and Juliet can sleep in the lounge.
No way. I need my own room too. If she gets one, so do I.
Please don't be so melodramatic.
Before Juliet could argue more, Mom left. Juliet tossed and turned angrily, but finally fell asleep, and I did too. But a few hours later, I woke up to her screaming.
Ew, I can't believe you still do that.
I felt horrible as I realized the bed was all wet. I had a condition where stress could sometimes make me lose control over my bladder while sleeping. That was my secret. And now, Juliet knew. Shut up, Juliet. It's not a big deal.
Who would have thought Ms. Perfect needed diapers? It's a huge deal. And now you'll do what I say if you don't want anyone at our new school to find out.
You're an awful person.
You don't say. I worked so hard to be this awful, so thank you. For the first time in years, I get to dominate you.
I gave up the room, and Juliet promised to tell no one, but it was so hard to trust her. On our first day of our new school, Juliet and I could feel all eyes on us as we entered, and I heard a few kids whispering about our branded clothes and bags. That's all we had from our life before.
Look at them. They all look. This place is yuck.
Don't say that. It's the best Mom and Dad could do.
You don't have to kiss their butt now they're not around to hear you and pat your back. Anyway, I'm off. Good luck getting through a year in this dump.
Such a brat. Thank God we were in different homerooms. But it was kinda true. The school wasn't half as fancy as my private one back in Malibu. Kids were louder and meaner, and even the teachers didn't seem to care. That day, as I walked back home, I missed my old life and prayed something could magically put everything back in place. I guess God was in a happy mood, 'cause the next day, Juliet gave us the best news we'd heard all week.
I auditioned for the role of dancer in Superstar Karen's next movie. OMG, this Karen doesn't age. I should get her doctor's number. I know I'm, super pretty, but I can be prettier, so why not? Anyway, I got a call back for the second round. How amazing is that?
That's so cool. You totally deserve it.
Stop pretending. I know you're probably just burning inside. Get ready to beg for my autograph.
Geez, relax. Don't be so overconfident, okay?
No one is as good as me. There. This rolls in my pocket. Anyway, I have to practice, so I'll see you guys around.
I was genuinely happy for her, but I just wished something could turn up for me too, especially after I saw how Mom fussed over Juliet. It made me even more jealous than I'd like to admit. Juliet's audition was in a week, and Mom decided it would be a good idea to tag along and cheer her on, despite her protests. The set was huge, and I felt like I'd entered a TV or something. Just then, Karen walked in, looking like a vision, and everyone fell silent. She looked even better than her movies. This woman was a goddess.
Okay, let's get this movie started. Wait a minute, who are you?
I was so lost in admiring her that I didn't realize I was standing in the middle of the scene. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just...
No, go back. Could you dance for me?
Oh, I'm not really here for that.
Just give it a try, please.
She signaled for the music to start, and I did what she said. To my surprise, I enjoyed the attention on me, and the camera didn't make me feel nervous. After I was done, Karen took me to her office.
Okay, so I'm gonna offer you a deal. $1 million, and you sign the movie now.
But I've been so out of touch with dance, and my sister's way better. You should give her a chance.
I don't know who your sister is, but no one here is as pretty as you. And I could always train you. Think about it. It's either you or some other girl, but not your sister.
Karen handed me her card and left. And when I turned around, I saw Juliet fuming at me. And when we reached home, she went bonkers on me.
How dare you? This was my chance to shine, and you snatched it away. I hate you.
Listen, I know how this looks, but I didn't think this would happen. And she told me she wasn't offering the role to you anyway. So it's a good thing I got it. We could use the money.
You'll make up anything to justify how selfish you are. If I don't get this role, you can't have it either. And if you take it, I'll make sure you regret it.
Don't threaten me like that. If you were good enough, she wouldn't have chosen me, okay? Think about that. I knew how Juliet felt, but it was a 1 in a million opportunity. The money would benefit all of us, and it wasn't like she was getting the role. So why couldn't I have it? The next morning, I went to Karen and signed the deal. When Juliet found out, she lost her mind and screamed for hours. But I knew I'd done the right thing for my family, so I ignored her. A week later, we started shooting, and working with Karen was a dream. She was the sweetest, But for some reason, no one else on set agreed with me. One evening, after a late shoot, we talked, and I told her my whole story.
Oh, darling, I know how you feel. I come from a poor family too, and I made my way up.
Really? That's so inspiring. I felt so special because she confided in me. But the next day when I met her, she totally blew me off. And soon, she started showing her true colors. She treated me like her servant, and I was stuck getting her coffee and salads, and she kept criticizing me in front of the whole crew during shootings. I decided to talk to her. But soon we started with promotion interviews, and there was never a good time. During one interview, the host asked me a bunch of questions, but Karen kept butting in.
So what do you love most in the world?
Well, I love
dancing and me, of course. She's my biggest fan.
Yes, but I was saying that my parents
are so proud of her. I took this poor girl under my wing, and now I'll make her a big star. Isn't she lucky?
Karen didn't let me say anything, and the next day, everybody was talking about her big heart. No one was talking about my talent. Great. Now people think I'm some charity case.
Don't overthink it. Of course you're talented, but everyone likes a good sob story. Just go with the flow.
I tried, but it kept getting worse. Everyone wanted to know more about how I became famous, and even started bothering my parents to get their answers.
Are you really poor, or is this just a publicity stunt?
How does it feel to live off your daughter's money?
Well, it's my money to begin with, so I feel betrayed.
What the heck are you doing?
Telling the truth, helping the media. I'm being a responsible citizen.
I dragged Juliet away before she said something to make the situation worse. And a few weeks later, we moved to another place. Lately, the stress had been so much that I was wetting the bed more frequently. I really hadn't expected things to be so hard. A few days later, I was going through the script when I heard noises coming from Karen's office and peeped in to see the writer of the movie crying.
You can't do this. You promised me a better amount for my story. That's why I gave the script to you.
Oh, cry me a river for changing my mind. This is my last offer. Or, I can break your career faster than I break hearts.
But it's not enough. You know how much this story means to me. And I'm knee-deep in debt.
Not my problem. You want the money or not?
The girl left crying, and I entered the room to have a word with Karen.
Stay out of it.
But it's not fair. You can't just take away her hard work and not even pay her well for it. It's just wrong.
Really? Have you forgotten what you did to your own sister? She was the better dancer, and you didn't even flinch before taking her place.
That was different. It was me or her.
And you chose you. You and I are more alike than you think. And time you go snooping around in my business, know this. I will fire you.
You can't do that. I'm the face of your movie, and people would crush you for firing the poor girl.
Darling, everyone is replaceable. Ask your sister.
Karen's words hit me like a hot slap. And for the first time, I thought how unfair I'd been to Juliet. I had to make it right, and I started with dropping an anonymous tip to the media about how Karen exploited her staff. The news blew up like a volcano, and Karen faced bad backlash. She knew I'd leaked the news, and I was fired on the spot. But I couldn't care less. All I wanted was to make things right. But Juliet was still ignoring me, and I couldn't blame her. How one morning I walked into her room to talk, but she wasn't around. And seconds later, I heard Mom scream. What? What happened? Mom pointed to the TV, and Karen was standing with Juliet and calling her my replacement. What? I was still reeling with shock when Juliet walked in. Juliet, I know I'm probably the last person you trust, but working with Karen will destroy you. She's just using you to teach me a lesson.
Fine by me. You do need a few lessons. Like, you're not the only dancer in the world, and I'm far more talented. Heck, if people knew your little secret, you wouldn't have even made it this far. Now stop being annoying or I might tell it to the press.
The industry runs on gossip. Sure, people will talk about me for a few days, and then what? They'll forget about it. But working with Karen will make you miserable. Don't do this.
I'll do anything I want. Now get out of my way. I have a plane to catch.
Despite my parents' pleas, Juliet left and we didn't hear from her for weeks. Slowly, I got back to my studies and managed to pass my high school. But we were running out of money, and I needed something to keep afloat. So I decided to apply for small roles in movies. A few days later, One of the old writers on Karen's set called me and said she'd recommended me for a role in the movie based on her script. It did well, and I started getting more offers. Slowly, the money started rolling in, and we moved to a better place. I even saved up enough to put me through a writing school, and things were fine, except Juliet was still in the back of my mind. And then one day, while I was leaving for work, Mom came running in.
It's Juliet. She's in jail.
What? Mom told me that Juliet was involved in some embezzlement scandal with Karen, and they'd been arrested. We went to the police station with a lawyer to bail Juliet out. My parents seemed to forgive her instantly, but I was still mad at her.
Prisma, there's a lot I need to say, but I don't know where to start.
How about sorry or thank you?
I am really sorry. I was blinded by all the glamour and a chance to be better than you for once. Karen treated me just like you said, and she'll get powerful lawyers and get herself out of this mess. But I'm stuck in it now. You don't have to believe me, but I'm innocent.
I tried telling you she's a witch, and I think I do believe you.
Do you think you can forgive me? I will never even mention the word diaper in front of you.
Shut up! I'm better now, and it might take some time to fix things between us, but let's get this mess sorted first. And I'm happy to have you home.
When I was a child, I didn't know who my father was. My mother didn't seem to care much about me either. Not because she was busy, but because she was more interested in luxury items and dating other men. The things I enjoyed most back then were playing with the kids in my neighborhood and spending time with the only person who truly cared about me, my grandma. Like me, she wasn't too fond of my mom either. When I was 10, I watched my grandma chase my mom out of her huge mansion with a walking stick.
Get out of my house, you ungrateful woman. How could you steal from me? And don't you dare deny it. Melanie told me everything.
Oh, come on, Mother. Your wrinkled pencil legs would never do this dress justice. I'm just doing you a favor by taking it.
You shameless witch. I'm officially disinheriting you.
Fine. I don't need your riches anyway. With all this beauty, I'll marry a billionaire.
Clearly, my mom was Delulu. And over the years, her craziness only got worse. Like this one time when I was 17, the cutest guy in my class invited me to his birthday party, and Mom decided to gate crash. And you'll never guess why. Nathan is turning 18. Mom, you can't attend his party. You're like 40.
Shh. Don't you dare say my age out loud, and I'm not attending the party for Nathan.
Let me guess. You plan to introduce yourself to Nathan's dad, Mr. Donald.
Exactly. This is a perfect opportunity for me, Melanie. Mr. Donald is so rich, and his wife just died. Score.
I cannot believe you just said that.
And now, there's a little punishment for calling me old. Collect 3 eggs or stay home on Nathan's birthday.
What?
Here are 3 suggestions: catfish, monkey poop, and gold busker. You have 50 minutes.
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself, and I see you shining.
Oh, wow. Good job, darling. You've got my permission. Just imagine it. I could be the next Mrs. Donald, and you better wear something nice and behave.
Don't worry, Mother. I'll be on my best behavior. I wouldn't want to ruin your social climbing plans. With that, I left her room with an evil smile. Before we continue with the story, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for your continued support. Mom had no idea it was a costume party, and I had just the perfect costume. The next day, I waited for her to leave, and I crawled under my bed and took my costume out from its hiding place. I can't wait to see the look on Mom's face when she sees me. After spending hours perfecting my makeup, I wore my costume and rode my unicycle to Nathan's house. As soon as I walked in, I went straight to Mom, who was too busy drooling at Mr. Donald. Mom, do you like my nose? I got an extra one for you.
Someone get this crazy clown away from me.
Without warning, she grabbed a candle lighter from the party table and pointed it at me. Have you gone completely mad? Put that down.
All you do is make my life miserable.
Surely she wouldn't set me on fire, would she? Just then, Nathan, who was a Lion King costume, charged at Mom, and as they struggled, the lighter ended up in Mom's hair.
Oh my god, my hair is on fire.
Quickly, I grabbed a tablecloth, then covered her hair, but she shoved me and ran out of the party.
Well, this is definitely the craziest birthday party I've ever had.
I giggled like Nathan had told the funniest joke. And as if that wasn't embarrassing enough, I batted my clown eyelashes at him.
Are you having a seizure?
What? I was going for cute, but never mind. I have to go check on my mom. A few minutes later, I arrived at my house to find Mom throwing my clothes out on our lawn. Mom, what's going on? Needless to say, she wasn't looking her best. Some of her hair was burned and she smelled like a barbecue.
I want you out of my house. I'm tired of you ruining my life.
And that's how I ended up moving in with my grandma, who I loved very much. And together, we had lots of fun at her mansion. One morning, however, she woke up screaming, and when I went to check on her, she pointed her walking stick at me.
Stay away from me, you alien! You'll not take me into your alien ship.
Haha, you got me! I'm a creepy alien. I waited for her to laugh with me, but she cowered in a corner and burst into tears. Alarmed, I called her doctor, who diagnosed her with dementia. I had no choice. I had to call my mom. When she arrived at the mansion, she rushed towards Grandma.
Oh, you poor thing. You don't even remember me, do you? I'm Alberta, your favorite and only daughter. Don't worry, Mommy dearest. I'm going to take good care of you.
Ugh! I could already feel the scheming in Mom's voice. And sure enough, the next morning, she dropped a bombshell.
Melanie, I need you to open your grandma's safe. I know she gave you her passcode a long time ago.
Seriously? That's what you care about right now?
Open the safe or I'm placing you under house arrest.
Say what now?
You heard me. Just give me the passcode. The safe is probably empty anyway.
Actually, all of Grandma's jewelry is in there. And before she lost her memory, she told me she was going to give it all away to charity. All of it!
Ugh, you demon child!
With that, she shoved me into my room and locked it. That night, while I slept, someone touched my face. When I opened my eyes, a dark figure was standing over me.
Hello, Melanie, it's me.
Grandma, you remember my name? And how did you get in here?
Sit down, dear. I have something to tell you.
And you'd never believe what she told me. What do you mean? You faked your illness?
I did it to test you. I knew your mother would try to steal from me, and I wanted to see if you'd help her. I'm so glad you didn't. I'm so sorry she locked you in here.
I'm okay, Grandma. Actually, I have a revenge plan. Tie this around yourself. I handed Grandma a white bedsheet, and as I told her my plan, I used my makeup to paint her face and hands white as a ghost. To complete the look, I added some long stick-on nails to her fingers.
Are you sure this is going to work?
Trust me, Grandma. Mom is very afraid of ghosts. She even sleeps with the lights on. We both laughed as we headed to Mom's room in the mansion. Are you ready? As soon as she nodded, I kicked the door open, and Grandma walked into the room, just as Mom woke up screaming.
Get away from me!
My dear Alberta, I have a message for you. You need to leave this house, or evil shall befall you. Men will flee at the very sight of you, and all your designer clothes will shrink 3 sizes too small.
Oh no, not my Gucci dresses.
As Mom continued to scream, I rushed in. Mom, why are you screaming?
There's a ghost.
What? Where?
She's right there.
I was this close to bursting into laughter, but I had to stay in character. What are you talking about? Mom, there's nobody else here. Just you and me.
But she's... I need to get out of here.
And that, my dear viewers, is how Mom left the mansion barefoot and in a nightgown.
Did you see how fast she ran?
Yeah, with that speed, she's probably approaching Mars by now. We both burst out laughing as we high-five. A few days later, Nathan sat beside me at the fountain as I told him my crazy story.
I can't believe your grandma faked dementia.
I know, right? She's so crazy.
So, what happens now?
Well, Mom is still talking about ghosts, and she's still out of Grandma's will. So that means I'm going to inherit everything.
Please don't spend it all on clown costumes.
I giggled, but this time I wasn't embarrassed. I kept giggling until Nathan joined me. Hi, I'm Andy. It all began when my sister Sheila asked me to pretend to be her so that I could pass her exams for her.
I don't have any time to prepare. I'm dating a cool guy and spend all my time with him.
Sheila handed me her dress and batted her eyes innocently. The idea was that she would go out with her boyfriend while I took her exam for her, so of course I refused. But Sheila didn't give up. A week later, I found a Dua Lipa concert ticket on my desk. My parents said it wasn't from them. It was from Sheila. When I went to return it, I saw a delivery bag in her room. She had gotten a part-time job just to buy it for me. My anger faded, and I agreed to help her, but only for one day. She helped me dress and get ready, and I went to her college. I passed the exam easily and planned to go straight home, but then her friend Molly stopped me in the hallway. She thought I looked unwell and took me to the cafeteria for hot tea. She talked nonstop, sharing gossip, and I found myself enjoying every minute. That's when I realized I liked Molly. Later, I asked Sheila to lend me her dress for one more evening to go shopping with her, but this time, Sheila said no.
That's it, Andy. Thanks for your help, but you've done enough. I'll meet her myself.
I couldn't miss that opportunity, so I did something many people wouldn't approve of. I told our parents the truth about my twin sister's exam. They were furious and punished her, grounding her and taking away her gadgets. She couldn't warn Molly. While my sister was arguing with them, I went to her room and carefully copied her makeup, hairstyle, and outfit. An hour later, Molly and I met at the mall. In the first fitting room, I realized it was all worth it when Molly stepped out in a beautiful dress and smiled at me.
Well, what do you think, Sheila?
I didn't know what Sheila would have said, but I was absolutely delighted. I smiled stupidly and gave her a thumbs up without taking my eyes off of her. That evening, Molly and I visited the boutiques at the mall. She tried something on each of them and asked me to tell her if it suited her. It was little wonder that I came back home in a great mood. However, my sister was sitting there waiting for me.
Tomorrow, I'll tell Molly everything and she won't see you again.
Did you think she would scare me? I had a better trump card. Well, then I'll tell your dean who actually got perfect marks for the exam.
Although Molly likes to gossip so much, she'll do all the work for me.
Sheila threw an apple at me and stormed off to her room. I decided to chat with Molly, but this time, as myself. I liked all her photos and sent her a friend request. But for some reason, she didn't accept it. I decided to get to know her in real life, and the next day, I came up to her near the college. Molly didn't act the same way around me as she had around Sheila. She didn't listen to what I was saying and horribly looked up from her phone, but I knew how to get her attention. At home, I took Sheila's phone from her parents and asked her to type in the password. She was too afraid I would expose her to object, so I calmly invited Molly to a club using Sheila's account, changed into a dress, and left. The club was very noisy, and Molly was constantly leaning close to me to shout something in my ear. We spent the evening hanging out at the bar and dancing, but then the DJ turned on slow music. While I was thinking about what to do, some guy asked Molly to dance. I slipped my cocktail and glared at the couple. At first, they were just spinning around the dance floor, but then the guy started to press closer and closer to Molly. She winced and tried to pull away. When he leaned in to kiss her cheek, I couldn't stand it any longer. I pushed him away, took Molly's hand, and dragged her out of the club. Once we were outside, she hugged me.
Thank you, Sheila. I was so scared. You've been so brave lately.
It's all thanks to my sister, and she's teaching me self-defense.
That's weird. You said she was a creep and you barely talked to each other.
Well, Sheila still managed to interfere with my plan. To convince Molly, I praised myself as much as I could. That evening, I forbade Sheila from seeing her friend until I started dating Molly. With the holidays coming, Molly wouldn't be going to college anyway. Sheila cried and called me a tyrant, but I didn't feel sorry for her. She had started this whole lie herself. The plan worked. That night, Molly accepted my friend request, and we started chatting. The next morning, using my sister's phone again, I invited her to lunch at a cafe. We talked for hours, and I couldn't stop admiring her. But then something completely unexpected happened. A policeman came up to me and asked,
Sheila Young.
I realized that it wasn't the best moment for confessions, and nodded. The cop handcuffed me and led me to his car. Molly ran after us, asking questions, but the policeman did not answer any of them. They brought me to a police station and handed me a document. It was a complaint about my sister, filed by some guy called Walter. He accused his ex-girlfriend of breaking into his house after they'd fought and trashing the place. It was clearly some kind of mistake. Sheila couldn't have done something like that. A guy walked into the office. It was Walter. Without even looking in my direction, he said to the policeman,
I don't need her to compensate the damages. Just punish her severely.
She had gone too far. I was about to tell the truth when I heard my sister's voice outside the door. I imagined how shocked everyone would be if they saw two identical girls. Then my twin sister walked in, pretending to be me. She had my ID and calmly explained everything, convincing them to leave us alone. Once everyone was gone, she grabbed my hand and whispered for me to stay quiet.
Andy, please don't turn me in. I found out that Walter was cheating on me. I started having panic attacks after what happened. I even started to stutter a little, because we haven't talked that much lately. Please cover for me. I won't be able to handle the punishment.
Sheila was shaking and was as white as snow. I felt sorry for my sister and promised to take all the blame. The punishment was not as harsh as I'd expected. I got 2 months of community service. I worked looking like Sheila, so that nobody would realize who I was. Molly bombarded me with questions about her friend, but I didn't reply to her messages. After all, I knew she loved to gossip, and that could have disrupted our whole plan. On the first day, I was told to paint a fence near Sheila's college. I was hoping Molly wouldn't show up there during the holidays, but for some reason she went to college, and on my way back, she saw me.
How are you? I saw you kissing Walter in the car in the parking lot.
What do you mean, Walter? They broke up.
Molly raised her eyebrows in surprise, and that's when I finally understood everything. Sheila had tricked me completely. Tired of my threats, she didn't just want revenge, she wanted me out of her life. For 2 whole months, she pretended to be fragile, lied about panic attacks, and I believed every word, while she kept dating her boyfriend like nothing had happened. There was no point in lying anymore. I told Molly the whole story from the very beginning. She was hurt and disappointed. I apologized, called myself a fool, and she promised not to tell anyone. After she left, everything fell apart. That evening, I ran home in panic and shouted Sheila's name, ready to confront her at last.
Hurry up! You need to get out of this country right now.
Sheila asked, startled, what had happened, and I told her a terrible story.
I was painting a fence as part of my community service and accidentally spilled a paint over someone's car. A guy got out of it and started threatening to me. I was rude to him, and he grabbed a baseball bat and chased me almost all the way home. After that, he shouted that he would search the whole city to find me.
Sheila didn't have time to say anything. We heard a crash downstairs. Someone was kicking in the front door. I grabbed the first thing I saw, a vase, and tiptoed downstairs with Sheila. I stood to the left of the door, raised the vase over my head, but not have the time to react. The guy with the bat burst into our house and glared at my sister.
Well, midget, you're gonna get it now?
The man swung the bat and moved toward Sheila. I dropped the vase and ran outside. Through the window, I saw Sheila fall to the floor, shaking and covering her head. I thought maybe she had finally had enough. I went back inside. The bandit lowered the bat and laughed. That's when I revealed the truth. It was all part of my plan. After everything Sheila had put me through, I wanted revenge. I had asked my friend Ethan, an aspiring actor, to scare her. I realized I had gone too far. I told Ethan to leave and brought her some water. When she finally spoke, I was the one who started shaking with fear.
You idiot. I wasn't mocking you. Everything was real. I just decided to forgive Walter and made up with him.
I was an idiot. Sheila wasn't taking revenge on me. She was truly suffering from panic attacks and stuttering, and I had only made things worse. I tried everything to help, but nothing worked. When our parents came home, I told them the truth. They were furious and took Sheila to the doctor. She was diagnosed with nerve problems caused by stress and began treatment at a clinic. Seeing her exhausted every day broke my heart. Out of guilt, I sold my Dua Lipa tickets and bought Sheila the PlayStation she had always wanted. I apologized to Sheila and promised to make things right. She forgave me, and we laughed, finally at peace.